Tidbits from TNT, Saturday morning, the 8th of March 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. Sudanese advisor. The upcoming digital currency is easy to trade and does not differ in exchange rate. The Iraqi Prime Minister's advisor for economic affairs, Mazhar Mohammed Saleh, reassured that the digital currency intended to be launched in the future in Iraq is easy to trade and does not differ in exchange rate. Mazhar Mohammed Saleh told Rudao Media Network. The digital currency that is intended to be introduced in the future is consistent with the general trends of central banks in the world, not just in Iraq, indicating that the idea started with the Bank for International Settlements, which is the International Bank of Banks in Basel. He explained that there is a project called M-Bridge that deals with settling financial transactions between central banks. With this digital currency, so this external reflection must also be reflected internally, believing that the central bank is more in need of entering M-Bridge in its settlements with the major global oil trade areas in China, India, Southeast Asia and some European countries. It is noteworthy that the M-Bridge project was launched in 2021 at the initiative of the Bank for International Settlements in cooperation with China and a number of central banks, with the aim of accelerating international payments using digital currencies, reducing transaction costs and ensuring their security. Mazhar Mohammed Saleh pointed out that the importance of this currency is that it is generally easy to trade for banks, and it does not require what is called liquidity risks. Adding, theoretically, if all the currency within banks is digital, there are no risks in bank credit, no risks in money laundering, and so on. Al-Sudani's advisor pointed out that 90% of the monetary mass is outside the banking system, so Iraqi society deals with paper money, and it is unreasonable to immediately switch to digital currency overnight, adding that it is the project of hope for Iraq, and is directly proportional to the progress and development of the uses of digital currency in the world, and it is equivalent and proportional in terms of value to the issued paper currency. Mazhar Mohammed Saleh confirmed that the digital currency does not differ from the paper currency at all, and the exchange rate does not differ with it. And there is no difference except that its efficiency is higher, and it comes in line with the development of the world, and I believe that Iraq is keeping pace with the world in this matter. Tishwash. Iraq, Finland discuss strengthening economic and investment ties. Ambassador Mohammed Hussein Bar Ilulum, Under-Secretary of the Iraqi Foreign Ministry for Bilateral Relations, met in Helsinki with Jarno Sirjala, Under-Secretary of State for International Trade of Finland, to discuss ways to enhance economic, trade, and investment cooperation between the two countries. Ambassador Bar Ilulum highlighted Iraq's economic progress, emphasizing security, stability and an improved business environment, which have made Iraq an attractive destination for foreign investments. He cited the United Kingdom's decision to lower travel warnings to Iraq as an example of international confidence in Iraq's progress. The ambassador also encouraged Finnish companies to invest in strategic projects, particularly the development road and the energy sector. Under-Secretary Sirjala welcomed Iraq's economic reforms, acknowledging their role in enhancing the investment climate. He expressed Finnish companies' interest in returning to the Iraqi market. The two sides agreed to develop practical mechanisms to strengthen cooperation, including a delegation of Finnish companies visiting Iraq to explore investment opportunities in renewable energy, electricity, digital transformation, and artificial intelligence. Tishwash. Economist warns oil prices falling below $70 only cover salaries. Economic expert Nabil Al-Marsomi warned of the repercussions of the decline in oil prices on the government's financial situation, stressing that Iraq is facing an escalating financial crisis with the start of the decline in oil revenues since last February. Al-Marsomi told Al-Farad news agency that expectations of the financial crisis have begun to materialize on the ground, as the government has imposed strict restrictions on investment spending, and decided not to include new projects in the 2025 budget and to suffice with completing the current projects included in the current budget. He pointed out that the current price of an Iraqi barrel, which is about $67, is only enough to cover about 2/3 of the general budget. explaining that current oil revenues are allocated entirely to paying salaries and social welfare programs, while vital governing and sovereign paragraphs related to the lives of citizens and the national economy are marginalized. Al-Marsomi pointed out that the situation requires proactive measures to avoid the exacerbation of the crisis, calling for rationalizing public spending and strengthening non-oil sources of income to ensure the stability of public finances. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.